got no revs, no nothing. She's just died in the arse. The engine's still going. Nope, she's f***ing stopped. No. Hang on, I got no power steering, no nothing.
On the Queensland coast, rookie trucker Mick Coolidge is about to tackle his first ever delivery run, hauling nearly $70,000 of prize horses on some of the Northern Territory's most isolated roads. Mick might be new to the transport business.
Stop, back up a bit and turn.
But he knows how to handle tricky customers.
Stop, turns.
From thoroughbreds to wild brumbies, he trains horses at his farm in Queensland's Glasshouse Mountains.
I've got 30-odd horses, I breed them. And when I walk in the paddock with them, they all come run to me. If you treat them right, they'll treat you right.
For over 2 decades, Mick's horsemanship has entertained crowds across Australia.
I've got a show called Rings of Fire. I jump 6 rings of fire with 12 cannons going off. The horse is blindfolded. So that's very unique. It's the only one in the world, and we're here in Australia.
With only 10 performances a year, business is tough, and Mick's expensive truck and trailer are left unused.
I thought I'll start up a trucking business, transport horses.
With no experience in the haulage industry, it's a risky move. Mick's first delivery is a valuable load.
Well, these are the guys that are going on a trip.
3 thoroughbred and 4 stock horses, worth up to $10,000 each.
I've got to get a bit of his trust, because he's going to have to follow me to the truck and be with me for the next 4 days.
His delivery deadline is 5 days away, and recent downpours have left him frustratingly behind schedule.
We were supposed to leave nearly 2 weeks ago, but because of the floods, we had to postpone the trip. The roads are open now, but our main concern is to keep going. If we're stuck anywhere more than 10 minutes or so, we'll have to unload.
4 a.m, and Mick prepares to secure his unpredictable load.
Watch yourself.
He's recruited experienced horse handler Jessica Fallis.
So we'll get the first one here and then so on.
7 horses are making the long trip.
Hey, buddy.
Keeping them calm is crucial.
That's a bit tough. You're gonna be stuck in a truck together for a while.
Hey, buddy. Yeah, I know. But guess what?
The horses are spooked. If Mick and Jessica can't calm them down, they'll be forced into a costly delay.
There's always a risk around horses of being bitten or being kicked. But if you go in there with confidence and demand that you're the boss, they'll follow.
With the clock ticking, the suspicious steeds are delaying the journey. But Mick and his handler Jessica know that loading horses can't be rushed. The reluctant mother and her young foal are part of $70,000 worth of prized livestock in their care.
I've done this a few times myself.
Red man.
The 3rd member of the road team shows up.
Go.
And the trek west begins.
Go. Out of first gear.
For the next 3,500 kilometres, Mick will be keeping one eye on the road and one eye on the horses.
You see the horses all the time. Monitoring. That's the foal calling out for its mother.
This is all new for her. Yeah, so she's pretty good.
With the late departure, Mick is forced to take a gamble on a quicker route through the mountains.
We'll take a shortcut over the range, Peachester Range.
It's an uphill struggle for Mick and his fully loaded truck.
Winding, hairpin bends.
And on this road, there's no room for error.
There isn't any safety ramps here, so if things go pear-shaped, the best thing you can do is run it against the bank.
If he's going to make the delivery on time, he'll need to push his rig to the limit.
Warning light keeps coming on. Shit. The alternator. I'll have to pull over somewhere.
It's bad news for the rookie trucker. If the alternator overcharges the battery, Mick, Jessica and the horses could be stranded on the steep mountain road.
How long does that take to cook the batteries?
An hour. Under load here, probably less.
Struggle on like this, and the battery could shut down or even explode.
This could be a nightmare.
Mick drives on down the mountain range and pulls over to investigate. Take too long, his fragile load will also be feeling the heat.
When the truck's not moving, we haven't got any airflow going through the trailer. And obviously you got 7 horses standing in the back there, that's a lot of body heat. So we like to keep the truck moving.
If the truck is stopped for more than 10 minutes, the horses will become agitated and have to be unloaded and rehydrated with water.
Well, there'd be no loose connection or something, so it must be internal.
Under the hood, it doesn't look like an easy
I
fix.
don't even know what you could do.
But it's not all bad news. The battery isn't overheating yet.
We'll just go the way it is, and as soon as the gauge blows up, I'll pull over, check the batteries.
Okie dokie.
Pushing on is a risk, but it looks like paying off.
See, it's gone down.
The voltmeter is back in a safe range. For the first time on the journey, Mick can relax
Not a bad road right now.
and make up time on the flat roads.
What a scene. Beautiful. I always wanted to get a big truck, and I always wanted to drive across the continent.
Back on schedule, he finally makes the overnight stop at Ogathella Showgrounds.
Lucky we got here. It was a big day.
Oh, it was a big day for the little bubba, and they've all dropped a little bit of weight, which is, you know, normal. A bit stressful for them. They're looking a lot more bright this morning. They all had a lot to drink, which is really good. We've used a little trick with molasses to make the water really sweet, and that worked a treat.
With the cargo fed and refreshed, the show's back on the road.
Here we go. Saying farewell to Overcharging showground, but we're running a little bit late.
Mick Kulich's maiden delivery run heads deep into Outback Queensland to collect an extra steed.
Getting into Blackall, we've got to pick up a horse from the showgrounds.
But as Mick prepares to load up,
The engine light just come on.
his mechanical troubles return.
Oh no, the battery's cooking again. We'll have to get this battery sorted.
This is one of the last outposts before Mick and Jessica take on some of the country's most isolated roads.
We're going to unload the horses here.
It's their final chance for a mechanic to solve the problems that are plaguing the truck.
Thanks for coming out, sir.
Oh, no worries.
Mate. I've got 32 volts, nearly cooked the battery.
Yeah, right, yeah.
And it's not long before he recognises the symptoms.
I think it's, if there's a bad earth there.
Could be.
Yeah.
You can see it right there. 10 more scrapped. You think with that earth could be the biggest problem?
Yeah, possibly.
First class mechanic.
With a new terminal fitted,
You want to jump in and start him up? Let it idle.
the doctor checks if the battery's still overcharging.
What's your gauge?
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah, about 27.
227. That's all we need, eh? Do you think we can keep going?
Yep, sure can.
So we'll
You
get
want
to, hopefully we get to Winton. Very good, mate.
All good.
Thank you very much.
Too easy.
The truck is given a clean bill of health.
Yeah, my darling. Yes, I'll get your friends in a minute.
Jess can load up the horses. And Mick collects a new passenger.
15-year-old stock horse. We drop him off at Catherine and then he goes to Western Australia from there. All the problems are solved and fixed and we're leaving.
A lot happier.
Very good.
Mick's first ever delivery run is back on track. but he still has to transport the horses safely across 2,000 kilometres of isolated outback roads. Any delays, and his reputation on this, his first run, will be under siege.
You've got horses on the back. You can break them down on the side of the road if you're on your own, but when you've got animals, that's a different ball game altogether.
Mick and Jess enter the flood zone. Until recently, the road was underwater, delaying their trip by 2 weeks.
So we're down to 60 k's an hour now. You can see where the water was. Look at that, Jess.
Oh wow, look at the fence. Fence is gone.
Everything's down.
With the road only just reopened, conditions ahead are unknown.
Dead cattle. Oh, just hit the big pothole.
Look at that mud that was on the road. That's insane.
No wonder you couldn't pass. You couldn't get through.
What?
Oh my goodness me. What is going on now? The voltmeter's gone up, the temperature on the truck's gone up as well a bit. We just had that fixed.
We've got no reception, so we're on our own out here.
So we have no reception. All the gauges are up now. There's nowhere to pull over either.
He's a rookie driver on his first ever haulage contract.
Really don't want to cook the batteries.
Mick's debut journey would test even the most experienced outback trucker.
See where the water was. It's still muddy.
With nowhere to go, Mick decides to stop on the road.
There's no traffic anywhere.
At a standstill on a 130km/h highway, Mick needs to find a solution fast before any other vehicles show up.
Getting frustrated.
I'm disconnecting the main power supply from the alternator. This will stop the batteries overheating, cooking the batteries.
Shutting down the alternator is a quick fix to get him moving, but risks draining the battery.
Everything's back to normal. All I can do now is just keep an eye on the batteries. There we go. Lucky there was no other trucks or anything, so it wasn't very smart, but that was the only option I had.
Mick's bought himself some time with his unconventional roadside repair. For a few hundred kilometres, he can leave his mechanical worries behind and aim for the Northern Territory border.
We just crossed the border. We're in Northern Territory now. Green grass and blue skies.
The makeshift fix sees Mick through to the final overnight stop, Banka Station. Mick's delivery deadline is closing in. His clients in Catherine and Darwin are expecting their horses by early afternoon.
Pretty hot in Northern Territory. I don't cope too well with heat either myself.
Disconnecting the alternator has got him this far, but with 700 kilometres to the finish line, Mick needs to hook it back up or risk running the battery flat.
I'm going to disconnect the alternator again till we get to Catherine. I'll worry about the truck then.
It's been 4 days of mechanical pain, and it's not over yet.
This is what happens if you don't turn the isolating switch off. What a trip. Right, we can go again.
The novice trucker has battled over 3,000 kilometres of outback roads and won.
The first drop-off.
He makes Catherine on time, delivering the first horse to a happy customer.
There's the boy. There you go, Katie. Hey, mate. One's gone, 6 to go.
With easy driving, Mick arrives just ahead of schedule in Darwin, his final destination.
We are here, we are done. I can't tell you how good it feels.
Mick's not the only one pleased to be here.
You're all right, baby.
The much-loved horses are safely delivered.
We just got here in time. It was a long 4 days.
An unforgettable first run for Mick.
For your maiden trip, it's always teething problems, you know.
And Jess too.
Come here, little baba. I got attached to them. I'll get to see them if I come back.
Mick discovers there's no rest for Outback truckers. Another deadline is already closing in.
We've got a show in Victoria, so I'm really looking forward to getting home.
It's going to go down.
Paul Andrews, aka Sludge, is a petrol head in every sense.
I'm scared I'm going to die. I might go bang.
He loves his truck, the Phantom.
Come on, baby.
He hauls fuel for a living.
Ooh.
And when he's not working,
Hello, my dick.
he still rides the hell out of it.
I just want to go playing. That was all right. I like to race everywhere. Get out of bed and start racing.
Today, Sludge has half a dozen fuel drops to make, including a rush job to a new customer running urgently low on petrol.
How much have you got on?
5,000.
That's good. Doesn't run out of bloody fuel.
Yeah, right, eh?
It's a lot of work for one man in one day. Adding to his load, 3 tanker trailers instead of his normal 2.
We've got about 76,000, 78,000 litres on board. We've got petrol and diesel.
To get the job done, he'll need every last drop.
We've got about 5 or 6 places up there we've got to deliver to, so we'll have a bit of pressure on.
Sludge's customers rely on his fuel to run their homes.
Thank you very much.
Their businesses,
This is the post office, the general store. You've got to try and look after them.
their vehicles.
No fuel, no power, no nothing.
Customer number 1. And Sludge is feeling the love.
I just gone into the shed to get the key now, and here's the DVD. Paul, thanks, Kate. That's quite nice.
He can't get too mushy. Sludge has a serious job to do.
4 tanks of boom. It's a great way to spend your day. Wondering if you're going to end up in the sky in the stars.
But there's not much boom flowing right now.
Where the hell's that not going? That's all on. Hose is right. It's not letting the fuel come out of the trailer.
With other jobs to get to, including a customer who's run dry, he needs to pump and go. Out here, no fuel means no electricity, no refrigeration, no communication, no life. He thinks air in the hoses might be stopping the pump. Suddenly, a more urgent problem. Sludge has got a leak. It's coming from his catch tank. Every time Sludge clears air from his hoses, residual fuel gathers in the catch tank. It needs to be emptied. A flammable leak in bushfire country is a disaster waiting to happen. With the catch tank sorted, Sludge can clear the air from his hoses.
There we go. Going again. It just had an airlock when I changed over from diesel to petrol. Beautiful. We're done here. 1 down. So they'll be happy.
Another 100 kilometres, and he reaches his next customer. This job is 6,400 litres. It's a lot of diesel. But Sludge's pump is feeling its age.
Getting like me, slightly rooted.
Over its lifetime, it's pumped more than 50 million litres of fuel. But right now, it's so slow that all Sludge can do is wait. wait some more.
Fixes a bit of boredom. Thank Christ for that. Onward and upward.
Sludge is now heading into dangerous country. Only months ago, a driver died out here.
You got to send the right people out here. You can't send town people out here. They just got no idea how harsh it is. It's probably 45, 50 degrees. He got bogged in a creek crossing and tried to walk back to a station. He died, oh God, 500 metres from his truck. Just crazy.
An alarm alerts Sludge to a serious problem.
We're dropping here. Know what's going on.
No air causes the brakes to lock on. Sludge couldn't have picked a worse place to break down.
It's dropped here. It's either done a booster or an airline. You can hear this trailer here sucking air. These brakes here are the hot ones. Oh.
The nearest help is 80 kilometres away. Sludge needs to fix it himself.
Oh. Here we go, an airline. Stones hit it, rocks hit it, and it's come undone, and all the brakes on this trailer here are starting to come on.
To get the brakes to release, Sludge needs to reattach the air hose.
As it builds up here, then it starts pressurising the line again. This is where you don't want to be 6'6". Somebody hasn't done their maintenance right, and it was me that did it. Oh, there we go. I got all the air back up, so I'll just have a look and just check and make sure it's right. Yeah, no, you can't hear it leaking now. We got 2 farm runs before we get out of here tonight, which we'll be getting on late now. Alrighty, we're going down the road.
Sludge's next delivery is a brand new customer who has run out of fuel.
We've never been into this place, so it'll be interesting to see if we fit in here.
Making things harder, he's got 3 trailers instead of his standard 2.
Right. Coming in.
To manoeuvre his 37-metre rig, Sludge is using every inch of the driveway and his cab. Get stuck now, and untangling this giant metal snake will take time Sludge and his desperate customer don't have. After a wrestling match with his steering wheel, he's made it to the wrong spot. He needs to reverse back 50 metres. But keeping 3 trailers under control, backwards, is one of the hardest moves in trucking.
Beautiful. That's all right?
A tank full of petrol, and Sludge has a new loyal customer.
Good on ya.
Catch up with you. It's been a long day. That's the joys of it. As soon as I finish this one, get my motor on out of here.
After an epic 16 hours on the pumps, Sludge has made his deliveries and kept his customers happy.
Thanks, lad. See ya.
He can finally get some rest.
Good day done.
Next day, and Sludge's run back to Perth should be a relaxed affair. But he's pushing hard. Again.
Come on, baby. Come on.
Another load. And another road. But this job's all about him.
It's time to go and have a play.
Sludge has got a new toy. For all the long hours on the road, this is his payoff. Let the good times roll.
Yeah.
Sensational.
In a remote corner of New South Wales, 40-year-old trucker Bumper Farrell is preparing to make history.
Just keep the dream alive, just slow and steady.
For 4 years, Bumper's driven the big rigs. And for the last 2 of those, he's made it his mission to truck donated hay to farmers in trouble.
You're working off your heart. If you've got a big heart, you'll do anything.
But now, Bumper is assembling a convoy bigger than anything ever done before.
If I do stuff, I make sure it's done right and it's done big.
120 trucks, 7,000 bales of hay, 1,500 kilometres of road. Where farmers are in the grips of the worst drought in living memory.
This drought never went away. It stayed there, and it's only getting worse. We're looking at 270 farmers from a radius of 450 k's of Ilfracombe. So it's a big area we're hitting. So you just go back around again, and there's a single, this purple single. Yeah. Just park behind him.
Organising this epic operation has cost Bumper 5 months of his own time. And a lot of grey hair.
Hi, you've reached Dan here. Play the message.
And I'm trying to deal with truck drivers and hay suppliers and farmers. It just doesn't stop. You're answering phone calls at 3 o'clock in the morning. Play with that for an hour. If it rings, answer it.
But now, with the massive convoy due to leave in only a few hours' time, Bumper's wondering if he's bitten off more than he can chew.
I've told every single person to be at Darlington Point at 6 o'clock. Here, at Darlington Point. Yeah, very stressful. It's been a very uphill battle.
His latest crisis is a big one. One of his 120 trucks is missing in action.
Truck that's doing walkabout. He won't answer his bloody phone. God, it does my head in. I can't seem to get hold of that bloke anywhere to save myself.
Every last bale has been promised to someone in need.
I can't leave any hay behind.
If Bumper can't find another truck, then a farmer down on his luck will be set for another big disappointment.
I can understand when truck drivers can't go, but when they don't ring me up and they don't turn up, then I get pissed off. Hello, Brendan speaking. You in Griffith? Righto, so about half an hour.
He's saved. A trucker from a nearby town has put his hand up.
I just turned up about 15 minutes ago.
All right, beautiful.
Bumper's biggest convoy ever is ready to roll.
Righto, today's the day. This convoy will be 80 k's long. Don't be a dick on the road. At the end of the day, it's not about me, it's about hay to farmers, and we've got to remember that. Quick in, quick out, and then spread out. Ready! 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 Don't start that shit. Righto, let's get moving.
120 trucks are loaded up with all of the 7,000 donated bales. Bumper's master plan is becoming a reality.
Yeah, I've got to go. Oh, little man. The pressure on my family has been huge. We're going to feed the cows. Can you help Mum for me? All right, I've got to go. You'll be down the back with me. Yeah, I'm just coming out of the golf course now.
From the front truck to Bumper at the back, the convoy is a staggering 60 kilometres long. With so many vehicles on the road, Bumper's expecting problems. Just not with his own truck.
I've got no revs, no nothing. She's just died in the arse. Yeah, Brady, Bumper here, I've just died in the arse. I don't know what's going on. The engine's still going. Nope, she's f***ing stopped. No. Hang on, I've got no power steering, no nothing.
With his 120 truck convoy disappearing in the distance, Bumper needs help, quickly. After 20 minutes, Guy, the convoy's mechanic, arrives.
Wine's over.
Wine's over, doesn't go. So there's nothing pissing out of it anyway.
No.
It's a trucking mystery with a plot twist.
Guy, found the problem.
You had fuel.
The fuel tank is empty.
Me.
With all the running around and confusion to get everything all loaded and done, one truck's accidentally gotten to fill up.
My truck's been going flat out with other people driving and getting loads of hay and that. I haven't filled up. The boys have been having the trucks for the last 3 days. We filled everyone else's trucks except mine. No, I'm running the show.
With no service station nearby, they'll have to improvise.
It's not one thing, it's another. Pinch some fuel out of one of the extra support vehicles.
But now, Guy's fighting leaks
No higher.
and gravity.
Right, come on. One.
Yep. Nah.
It's still not flowing.
Now it's starting to become a joke.
The only option, fuel from the nearest petrol station. Over an hour away. The convoy is more than 100 kilometres ahead and moving out of radio contact.
You there, Bumper?
I'd hate to think how far back it is. I'll have to give me a radio, right?
As the chief planner, they need Bumper riding with them and making decisions. Not stranded on the roadside out of fuel.
Fair dinkum.
And patience. After an agonising wait, the diesel arrives. But even fueled up, this truck is still in trouble.
Right?
Yeah.
At last, Guy thinks he's fixed it.
Alright, the truck's running just a little bit sick at the moment. We're enough to get back on the road and catch up with the convoy. We'll see what else today brings for us.
She's going to stop.
My God.
Nah. Now I am behind.
He needs his truck fixed fast. Guy might have found the problem.
There's a screen in the bottom of the pump. Got a bit of shit under it or something because it ran out.
Dirt blocking the fuel pump. He clears it and Bumper gives it one more try. Guy's bush repairs have Bumper back in the race.
Honestly, it's all Guy. I wouldn't have a clue.
Yeah, we're back on track now.
But he's playing catch-up.
We'll go like the clappers. Non-stop, just go. Look, we're about 140 k's south of Cobar. All the rest of the trucks are at Cobar. We're northbound, hammer down, getting smacked back into it. There's no mobile service here at all.
Up ahead, the giant convoy has pulled over, hoping to work out where Bumper is. But with no phone coverage, lead trucker John is none the wiser.
I'm starting to think we should just stay head off.
100 kilometres back, Bumper's desperately making up ground.
For the bloke who's organised it for the last 5 months to still try and catch up with him, if I'm not on it, fair income. Catch up truck driver. Love it. Bumper's coming into Cobar. Bumper's coming into Cobar.
No answer. And no sign. But a southbound truck has news.
Hey, Brendan.
Yeah.
The boys are just all heading north. Have a good trip up there.
The convoy is still out of reach. And with his tanks nearly empty again, Bumper's forced to make a pit stop. And now, another depressing discovery.
This bolt is grooving out of that tyre. Have a look at that axle. That front axle and that inside tyre. See the bolt? What's doing that?
Not sure if the wheels shifted or what's happened.
It's a dilemma. Keep going and risk destroying his
Is
tyre.
that one doing the same?
No.
Repair it now, and the convoy could drive out of reach.
I was going to say, once we get down the road a bit, we'll have a look and see what it looks like.
With fingers crossed, Bumper pushes on. As the organiser of this massive logistical operation, he needs to be making decisions up front. He's back in radio range.
About 10 k's, you reckon?
Yeah,
I'm just getting on the back of it now. 160 k's, a flat stick, but we're here. We've made it. We're all back in a line.
He's arrived just in time. Straight away, there's a problem with one of the trucks. Bumper leaps into action.
Looks like he's done a wheelbarrow in the axle. Drive past Johnny Doyle and he'll work out which axle and where and what and how.
Yep.
With the situation under control, Bumper gets the convoy rolling again.
Johnny's going to get this show on the road. We'll sit on about 85, 90, Johnny.
For the first time today, Bumper can start to appreciate what he's put together.
It is one hell of a sight to see, I can tell you. Keeping the dream alive. We're about 10 k's out of Barrangung, where we're stopping for the night. Just bunching them up a bit.
Finally, Bumper can catch his breath,
Yeah, it's been a big day.
but only for a moment.
We're just under halfway of our journey, so yeah, another big day tomorrow. But the main thing is we'll get all this hay up to them.
With 800 k's still to go, 120 trucks to look after, and 4,200 tonnes of hay to deliver, the hard yards are still ahead. Day 2. And Bumper's doing all he can to avoid a repeat performance.
Too hard for me to try and operate the whole show and be in the truck.
Today, his truck will be driven by a mate, while Bumper leads the convoy in a car.
If I'm in front, I can let people know via Facebook where we are. It makes it a lot easier.
The trucks are making good headway.
Right now, we're crossing into Queensland now, we can fly up.
It is one hell of a sight to see, I can tell you.
He's got them all safely on the road. But Bumper's at the back, and he needs to get around 120 trucks.
All right, Bumper's come around. Still right? Coming past you, Shane.
It's an hour of constant overtaking before Bumper's back in the driver's seat of the colossal convoy.
Yeah, you got 120 convoy behind you.
But now he has another challenge. A live television interview.
I've never been on TV live, no. I shit myself because you're not allowed to swear. I love swearing.
I've got a bit of a rundown, I'll show you in a minute.
To stay in front of his convoy, the interview needs to happen fast.
Yep.
You can hear them talking. They're going to talk to you in a second. And when you answer them, they're in there, inside that box.
Yeah.
Yep.
But there's a delay.
Hello? Hello?
15 minutes fly by,
Oh no, someone has said something now, I can't hear him.
and Bumper's still waiting. His trucks have caught up and now are driving past.
We got another 10 minutes to go yet. Shit, a brick.
Bumper's being left behind. Again.
Come on, hurry up, there'll be no trucks left.
Finally,
I can hear you now, Edwin, yeah.
Oh, yeah, there we go.
he's on.
Today will be another big day, and we'll be up there this afternoon. Lovely, thank you, mate.
Well done, mate.
By the time he's done, his convoy is miles down the road. He needs to catch up. But without his leadership, the convoy has blown out to an unmanageable size.
We're spread halfway across Queensland. It's got to be bunched back up. So now I've got to go flat out and chase the blokes up the front and tell them to stop, so the rest of them will all catch up.
But then, a more urgent reason for Bumper to take control. One of the lead trucks is in a very bad way. Oil is pouring out of it.
They've got a truck broken down at Augathella. The main mechanic's only just leaving Charleville.
With the mechanic over 80 kilometres away and Bumper even further, the broken down truckers are on their own. Bumper needs to get his convoy back under control.
Turned into a big pile of shit. I don't know what's happened. They just said it's broken down, so I wouldn't have a clue until I get there.
Midday is fast approaching, and the temperature is pushing into the 40s. At the problem truck, the convoy's mechanic still hasn't arrived.
I'll let them park brake off. Yeah. We'll see if it's still loose.
But the truckers think they might have found the problem.
Stop this. Don't leaking with a brake. It's only when your park brake's on, so it won't matter. So it's pretty right, really.
The liquid spilling out of the truck is hydraulic oil for a lifting arm. It's not needed to drive the truck.
All good.
They keep going. Back on the road, bumpers finally caught up to the front truck.
We want to bunch it up, make it all pretty. You know the drill.
He whips the convoy into shape. Then, as the trucks reach the town of Blackall, there's serious trouble that no one could have predicted.
The road, since it's hit 40, 41 here, the road's melting.
The bitumen is as soft as butter. The 2,640 truck tyres of the convoy will tear up the main street. Bumper's got another problem to solve.
It just tears it up, and all it does is cost Shire's money.
He orders the trucks to park up.
Just going through town with all the trucks and that, they started lifting all the tar off the road.
It's broken up pretty bad over here.
And calls in a favour from the local council.
The council here are going to dump 60,000 litres here just to cool the road down so we don't tear it up. It should be right now, it's probably cooled 5 degrees. Righto, get on this highway and let's get into it.
The convoy is now only 180 k's from their destination of Ilfracombe. As they get closer, there's an outpouring of gratitude. For the truckers, it's a case of mixed emotions.
The way that's come out to welcome the trucks, unbelievable.
Joy at being part of something special, but shock at the state of the land.
It looks like a bomb's gone off out here. There is not a blade of grass anywhere.
They're nearly there. $120 trucks, 7,000 bales of hay, and countless hours of donated time and effort. Bumper's exhausted.
Yeah, look, we're here.
You done well, mate.
I want to have 8,000 beers and a 2-hour shower.
Splendid job.
I'm absolutely rooted. Absolutely rooted.
But the job is far from over.
We've got to finish what I started. It's all good and well getting the trucks here. Now, we've got to unload them and start sending it out to these cattle that bloody need it.
It's probably 6 metres wide, so yeah, in some places we'll be taking up the whole road.
Ray Kennedy is in the business of heavy haulage.
Once you get it in your system, you can't get it out of it.
And they don't get much bigger than these monsters.
What's your left side, mate?
That was close. Doing heavy haulage, like probably one of the best jobs you'll ever get to do.
Yeah, just touch that power line there.
Go bigger the better and throw a bit of a challenge in you, yeah. The load we're picking up is a 785 cat dump truck chassis, 6 metres wide and 80 tonne. We'll be up around 150 tonne all up.
The 2 oversized dumpsters will be transported by 2 heavy-duty prime movers, each hauling a 64-wheel trailer.
Righto, mate, keep coming back at that, eh?
It's not a job for the faint-hearted. Craig Oldham is backing up Ray as the convoy's second driver.
I work well with Ray, and Ray works well with me. We sort of know what we've got to do and get it done.
Tuck your shirt in. Oh, you can't.
No, he's only going to get the headshot.
Getting the dumpsters loaded is no easy task. The wheelbase on the mammoth machines is wider than the trailers. It's going to take some smart thinking to get the mechanical beasts safely onto the trailers. With over 50 years combined experience in heavy haulage, Ray and Craig have a solution.
Back them up onto them timbers and then back under them.
We'll back it up, we'll put timbers under it, lift it up a bit, put the float under, pick them up, gone.
It's a risky strategy. and a delicate balancing act.
We drive the truck now up onto these timbers and get the height up. And then once we do that, Craig will back his trailer underneath then.
Righto!
Ray has to drive the giant 85-ton dumpster onto tiny 4-inch slabs of wood. It's like parking an elephant on a postage stamp. Miraculously, he does it, but there's a problem.
Flat tyre, mate. Flat tyre on the left-hand side of the dumpy there.
The flat tyre has left the dumpster on a dangerous lean.
Won't get under it because of the bulge.
No.
What can go wrong goes wrong all the time. There you go, mate.
Breathing air into the 3-metre-high tyres isn't easy.
We need a tyre pumped up here, mate, eh?
Big tyres need big pressure. A whopping 100 pounds per square inch. Craig calls for help.
And our shit won't pump it up. That's the problem, you know what I mean? I'll pick the best one to load.
The heavy haulage team can do nothing but wait for the tyre repair mechanic to arrive.
What's these tyres like?
Oh, this one needs doing.
And this one needs air.
Oh, well, I can pump them all.
It's a nervous wait. The truckers need to be loaded and ready to go by morning to meet their oversized permit deadline.
Where's that f***ing tyre fitter? He's having a long lunch.
2 hours later, the tyre fitter is still a no-show.
We've got to be loaded today because the police and everyone will be here at 5:30 tomorrow morning to go with them, so... Yep. Want to get it done before dark.
With no time to waste, the team bite the bullet.
We're just getting ready, mate. You're going to give it a go, eh?
They decide to load the stricken dumpster despite the flat tyre.
To pick that up, we're going to have to drop that trailer right on its guts.
With a tyre down, the dumpster's on a dangerous lean. Manoeuvring the trailer beneath the narrow gap is a risky move. There are big bucks at stake if the vehicles are damaged.
Damn! How bad is it?
Oh, about 5 mil.
The dumpster alone is worth over $1 million.
Just? Yeah, all right.
Righto, mate. Keep coming back at that, eh?
The arse end over to the left just a smidgen.
How's that hook looking?
Whoa! It's tight.
One wrong move here, and someone is going to pay.
Whoa! Right, Cam, tell him steady, because that's got that trailer down near that now.
You're looking good there, eh?
Just keep it coming to that, mate. We'll be right here.
Ray and his team are trying to position their trailer underneath the 85-ton load. And there's no room to spare.
I think the tyre truck's just turned up.
Oh, the tyre truck's here anyway, Ray.
We need it pumped up anyhow, otherwise we'll never get them blocks under it.
Yeah, well, I reckon that's him, eh?
Yeah, we're looking in there, Craig. Not looking too bad.
I'm very happy with that. You happy with that, Ray?
Oh, yeah, I reckon. What do you think?
Oh, I am too.
Against the odds, the truckers get the crippled dumpster safely onto the trailer.
Oh, man.
Just as the emergency tyre fitter finally arrives.
He's turned up, but a little bit after the horse has bolted, you know? We'll get him to pump that one so it's good to go when we unload, and we'll have no dramas then, you know? Oh, we're good to rock and roll.
One enormous machine loaded, one to go.
I'll just start this one. Hopefully it'll start. Here we go.
Second time around, with fully inflated tyres, the delicate balancing act works a treat. The trailer slips easily under the dumpster.
Just a tweak to the left, tweak to the left.
Well, that's it. There, how's it look?
That'll do. Job done. That'll do.
Pleased it's over.
With two super-sized machines fully loaded and ready to transport,
6 hours to load, yeah. But anyhow, we got there.
Ray and Craig can afford to breathe a little easier.
Beer o'clock, Ray. Beer o'clock.
Definitely going to have one tonight, yes.
5:30 and we're about to leave. Go make some money, mate.
The police escort do final clearance checks on the massive cargo and trucks heading for Mackay.
Once they give us the OK, we're right to go.
The team are keen to get going and make the most of the cool early morning temperatures.
It's going to be 38, so we'll wait till about 10 o'clock, you know, and then we'll probably back off a bit.
We're about to hit the road. Get the show on the go.
Oh, no worries, Craig.
Too easy.
This road show is oversized in every respect. 2 police escorts and 3 pilot vehicles accompany the convoy.
2 loads at 6.5 metres.
Everything's travelling along good now. Temperature's not too hot just yet. We'll wait till the sun comes up and then that'll change.
With a load this big and wide, there are endless challenges to confront on the road.
You'll be right there. Plenty of room with that, right?
Concrete edging and the guardrail over the bridges. Just got to make sure we don't go too close to that and hit it. Ain't got much room to play with.
Hours into the journey, as the temperatures rise, so does the risk of blowing tyres.
It's 37 now, it's saying. So the road temperature would be a bit hotter than that.
Combine extreme heat with the extreme pressure of an 85-tonne load, and the convoy's tyres are pushed to the limit.
Just back them down for a couple of Ks and just let everything cool down and, yeah, hope for the best. She's warm enough to do a tyre. Yeah, well, we don't like talking about that side of it, but yeah, so far we're having a good run with tyres. But the minute you start talking about them, you normally jinx yourself, so anything can happen now.
Was that a bit of rubber you ran over?
Ray's premonition comes true.
I wasn't sure, mate. I didn't see any on the ground.
Bad news for the oversized convoy.
Right.
A tyre may have buckled under pressure.
Right.
Fingers crossed it gets us to town.
Luckily for Ray, the giant oversized convoy is only minutes from Longreach, where they can pull off the road.
We're going to negotiate ourselves up through town here and then see if we've got a flat tyre or if it was a bit of rubber that was laying on the road that we ran over.
I'm just going to go up inside of Frank.
Have a look around her.
There's no tyre blowout.
No dramas yet, mate, eh?
But one tyre is dangerously low on air.
We'll be putting some air in that before we leave, definitely.
We'll just wait for a bit of air in it for now. It's a bit hard to change with that dump truck tyre there.
Cam's just putting a bit of air in that doughy tyre we got, so that way we don't have to change it. Hopefully it'll finish the journey out for us.
The trucks push on to their overnight stop in Alpha, 250 kilometres away.
By the way them clouds are rolling in, it could be raining.
The downpour is the last thing they need.
We got a couple of drops of rain on the windscreen.
While rain will cool the tyres, it will also grease the roads.
Not many people want to get off the road when it rains.
And it makes it harder for us to get over too far too, because otherwise, because the shoulders are soft.
With time restrictions on their oversized load permit, they can't afford to be late.
We've got to be in Alpha by dark, so sunset's around 6:20.
If they run over time, the police will shut the convoy down.
I see the lightning to the right. The crack a bit muddy.
Lightning and that before, so there's storms out ahead of us. The clouds are building a bit. I reckon we're chasing this one, yeah, so we're following it down the highway.
The weather is dangerous for the oversized convoy, and it's only getting worse.
And with the wet weather, it was just pushing me around a bit, and it was locking the wheels up and slide.
They've fought heat and rain, but the cocktail of weather extremes isn't over yet.
We're just coming into a dust storm now.
On the windscreen now.
That's why it's so dark up here ahead of us. And the dust is blocking out the blocking out the light on us.
With visibility low, the convoy drops to a slow crawl. And makes it safely to Alpha.
Probably should have stayed on the road, Ray. What do you reckon?
Yeah. Well, there you go. We've reached our destination, Alpha.
They've earned a well-deserved rest for man and machine.
Get a bit of go-go in her. Otherwise we won't go-go.
Have a shower, feed, see what tomorrow brings. 20 to 6 in the morning. We've spent the night at Alpha. We'll get going in a minute. The police have done their checks and they're happy with everything. Had a storm last night, so shoulders of the road's going to be a bit slippery this morning, so we'll just have to be a bit careful till we see how far the storms went. The road here from here on for now for a few k's gets a bit narrow. You've got to be careful that you don't drop a tyre over the edge because the lips of the shoulders of the road are worn away a bit, so if we drop a wheel out over the edge, we've got the chance of blowing a tyre.
A steep mountain range ahead brings more challenges.
Coming up now to what they call the Drummond Range. So yeah, so we get a bit hilly here. We've got a 7% decline here now, so we'll be slowing right down and taking our time going down pretty steady, yeah.
Stay on that line and you'll be all right.
With such a giant load, the truckers have to be careful. The heavy weight on their trailers could force them down the hill too fast.
The trouble with this weight, if you rely on your brakes too much, your brakes overheat, and then once they overheat, you've got no chance of stopping then.
Get to hold up here in the park today, if you don't mind, thanks. I've got 2 loads of 6.5 metres coming through.
You're better off just grabbing a gear and walking down it, and then you don't have to touch your brakes as much then. Easy descent down the Drummond Range. We had no dramas, so that's one out the way. Now we've got Eaton to tackle. Eaton Range, that's the range before you drop down into Mackay. It's pretty steep at the start of it, and it can be real slippery. We'll see what it's like when we get in there in a couple of hours.
The giant load convoy gets closer to the coast. The traffic is intensifying.
Where are with that, Ray?
A bit more populated down here now, so yeah, we've got a bit more traffic to contend with today, but so far they're doing what they're told and everything's going good.
2 loads at 6.5 metres wide, eastbound, Capital Ridge overpass.
At the front of the convoy, Andrea Broymans is lead pilot, warning oncoming drivers of the approaching wide loads.
What's wrong?
But not everyone is listening.
Got one little egghead in it now.
He's going to have to back up, isn't he?
On a narrow bridge, one driver ignores all warnings to give way.
Craig must have got out of the wrong side of the bunk this morning. He's a bit cranky on it today.
You and fucking car. Ray's come over.
You know, I can see Craig. Craig is all good.
You got about a foot and a half on your left.
Your old mate in that car didn't listen to the lead escort or the police and kept coming at us and met us on the bridge and had to back up to where it was a bit wider so we could get around him. But made it a bit tight, but we got there.
Keep going in the tanker if you want to.
Got a B-double coming towards us and he don't want to get off too far, so he's just panicking a bit, thinking that we're not going to be able to get past him. But
Plenty of room there, Ray. Heaps of room, mate.
There's been more room than he thought. He was panicking.
It's been a tough journey. The intense heat and heavy cargo have pushed the tyres to the limit.
Well, so far that doughy tyre's holding up for us. We haven't had any hassles with it yet, but we won't start skiting too much about that one. Anything could happen yet.
With their destination almost in reach,
hey.
It's a serious blowout.
Hey, you, bit of rubber? Copy that.
Copy that, I'll return.
We could have done some brake lines or something too. So we'll get off the road here and assess it and see what we can do.
They must have both went together.
Oh, mate, I heard the bang back from there.
Have you done the brake line too? Or?
Well, I reckon. You know what one I've done? The big red one.
Oh no. It's that big red brake line for sure.
2 exploding tyres have damaged a crucial brake line.
So far, that's all we can see, that it's took out one of the main air lines, so then we'll have to have a look and see what other hoses or if there's any more hoses being broken, so we won't know now till we get the rims off.
What the is that?
I think it's took the tank out.
It has.
The casualty list of damaged parts is growing.
Oh, took the air tank off and all. Go for a drive back down there, Matty, and see if you can find an air tank about that long, about that round.
Craig's son and pilot, Matty, is dispatched to search for the missing air tank.
Should be somewhere along here.
2 shattered tyres, a ruptured brake line, and now a missing air tank.
I reckon air tanks fell off and got under that.
That's it there.
Back down the road, Matty's found the missing air tank, blown off by a double tyre explosion.
Yeah, that's her. Yeah, we got a cam.
The tyre blowout has crippled the braking system on Craig's rig.
That's why your rims buckled. That air tank's got nothing coming out of it.
The truckers realise it's just a backup.
So we're right. Block that off.
Fortunately, they don't have far to go.
There used to be an air tank here, but it was only an auxiliary tank, so we're pretty lucky there. Clamp this over and we'll be on the road again.
I need 2 tyres, them 2 on the bottom.
On the other side there?
Yeah.
So it's spiral right there you go.
We're just improvising now. That air tank is just there for a reserve.
I'll just do this clamp back up so we don't lose it.
By fixing the air hoses, they build pressure for the brakes.
Done. I'll get on 888 team.
Well, we should have been to the top of Eaton Range now to go down, so it's put us behind about an hour. We've only got the police till this afternoon, so no matter what happens, we've got to be in the port tonight, so hopefully no more dramas.
With the daunting prospect of the Eaton Range ahead, Ray calls in an extra truck for some heavy-duty assistance.
Yeah, we're just putting a block truck on just for that little bit of extra support to go down the hill to make it a little bit safer for everyone, yeah.
So for the sake of $300 or $400, it's just very cheap to have him on the arse to sneak you down there. So we're 150 tonne all up. It's just better, mate, you know.
The block truck will hitch on the back of Craig's rig for extra braking power.
Run me down, and Ray's going to wait up the top of the hill and then go back and get in. We're good, Cameron?
Craig's giant rig is first down the slope. A steep 12% gradient will test his nerves.
Attention all road users. Wide load coming down the range. Westbound lane will be closed.
I hate this place. I hate this range. Like, look here, you've got nowhere to go, eh? If anything starts slipping, and there's been a few blokes killed on here, you know, and I don't want to be one of the bastards.
One wrong move and the giant cargo could gain momentum, forcing his truck down the steep slope.
So this is the worst of it, eh?
I'll go forward a bit more.
What do you got there, Benny?
About 900.
Craig coordinates engine revs with Benny, driving the block truck hitched to the back of his rig for extra brake power.
We've got about 150 tonne pushing us down the hill now. No room for error, otherwise you end up over there.
I'll bring you a message later.
I'd rather take an extra 10 or 15 minutes and know that I'm going to go home at the end of the day, you know.
After a cautious 15-minute crawl, Craig makes it safely down.
Oh, good. Job's done.
One truck down, one to go.
Yeah, we'll try and match it.
Yep. See how we go.
Now it's Ray's turn.
We'll start poking over steady. How's that, Ben? I'm not pulling you, am I?
You're good there, mate. Just keep like that.
Thanks, mate. Yeah, I just got to keep my revs up a bit, that's all.
Yeah, put the horn.
We're just coming past the safety ramp now.
Just as the descent is going well, Ray's truck starts picking up speed.
I'm going to grab another gear, Ben. This thing's going to jump me around, mate. I just grabbed another gear, Ben, to let mine roll a bit. That's not dragging, is it?
Fire now. Come in the hairpin. Thank you. Have your jack brakes back on?
Yeah, mate, just put them on a bit. Yeah, please.
I'm feeling low for you.
Yep, that's good. Thanks, mate. Just turn them off for a minute, mate, please.
Drop my truck in the neutral, go on.
Righto, mate. Yep. I can handle it from here, yep.
Both trucks and their giant freight have made it safely down.
Without any complications and, yeah.
Now it's a race to Mackay before their oversized permit curfew kicks in.
We've got till 7 o'clock, so we've got an hour and a half, so we should make it, depending on traffic.
After a tyre-busting 1,230 kilometres battling heat and rain, the heavy haulers arrive at the port of Mackay.
There you go. We've reached our destination. Done it in time, job's done. Successful outcome. Hopefully we get some more work out of it in the future.